Good morning, students. Today's our topic is reduction and oxidation of carbonyl compound. Previously, we just completed the nucleophilic addition reaction on carbonyl compound. So now in this topic, we discuss some previous concepts, some previous learned topics about the reduction, and some new concepts. So just we start here. First point, reduction. And in this reduction, the first statement, you know about that what is the reduction. So first statement is the reduction to alcohol. That means aldehyde and ketone reduced to alcohol. So this point you read in the preparation of alcohol also, that aldehyde and ketone reduced to their corresponding alcohol, as aldehyde gives 1 degree alcohol and ketone gives 2 degree alcohol. So this is R, C double bond O, H for aldehyde and R for ketone. So in the presence of NaBH4, that is sodium borohydride, LiAlH4, lithium aluminum hydride, and the other option is that catalytic hydrogenation, as like nickel, palladium, platinum and H2, to give their corresponding alcohol. So any of these three, these three, that is NaBH4, sodium borohydride, can convert aldehyde and ketone to the to alcohol also. Lithium aluminum hydride also converts the aldehyde and ketone to their corresponding alcohol, that is 1 degree or 2 degree. But you know very well that LiAlH4, that is lithium aluminum hydride, is expensive reagent and very reactive. It can reduce also carboxylic acid as well as ester. So here we reduce only, this topic is about aldehyde and ketone. So LiAlH4 and NaBH4 can convert aldehyde and ketone in their corresponding alcohol. And the other one is catalytic hydrogenation, which you may learn from class 10, that is hydrogenation reaction or addition reaction. So these three are the reduction method to convert into the alcohol. So NaBH4, LiAlH4 and catalytic hydrogenation. Next one is that reduction to hydrocarbon. Reduction to hydrocarbon means saturated hydrocarbon, only the C double bond O converts into the CS2 groups. So just this is C double bond O, and this C double bond O converts into CS2 group in the product. So how this reaction occur? So for this reaction, the reagent ZnHg with HCl, aldehyde or ketone, react with ZnHg, zinc and mercury in the presence of HCl to give hydrocarbon. That means C double bond O converts into the CS2 group. No any change in the carbon atom, number of carbon atom. So you should remember the reagent of this conversion. So ZnHg, zinc, mercury and HCl used together to convert the C double bond O group into CS2 group. So this may be the straight chain. So C double bond O converts into the CS2 groups, and this reduction is a name reaction called Clemmensen reduction. So this is important name reaction. So just what you should learn, the name and the conversion, that is conversion of aldehyde or ketone into corresponding hydrocarbon, or you simply say that the conversion of C double bond O group into CS2 group in the presence of ZnHg and HCl is known as Clemmensen reduction. So this is a Clemmensen reduction. Clear? This is very important conversion to convert double bond O carbonyl center into the straight CS2 chain. Another one is reaction of aldehyde or ketone with NH2NH2. So what is NH2NH2? Remember, you learn in a previous addition reaction of ammonia and ammonia derivatives. So NH2NH2 is hydrazine. So aldehyde or ketone react with react with hydrazine to give the hydrazone, no doubt, to give the hydrazone, and hydrazone react with KOH and ethylene glycol. So this is the step, because first step you know that aldehyde or ketone react with hydrazine to give hydrazone, and hydrazone react with KOH, ethylene glycol, and heat to convert into the straight chain. So conversion, so the change in Clemenson and this reaction is also name reaction, and its name is Wolff-Kishner reduction. So here is two name reaction, Clemenson and Wolff-Kishner, and the similarity between these two name reaction is that the conversion is same. What is the conversion here? So C double bond O group convert into the CS2 group here. C double bond O, that is carbonyl center, converts into CS2 group, and in Clemenson reduction also C double bond O group converts into the CS2 group. So the conversion in these both name reaction, Clemenson and Wolff-Kishner, product is similar but the reagent is different. So most important thing is that remember the reagent used in both name reaction. So in Clemenson ZnHg, and in Wolff-Kishner hydrazine, it gives the hydrazone, and the hydrazone react with KOH and ethylene glycol to give corresponding hydrocarbon or conversion of C double bond O in CS2 groups. So I hope you may understand that what is the change here. So the product is similar but the reagent used are different. So in which name reaction which reagent is used is an important point. Next one is reduction of aldehyde or ketone, and all other are summarized here. So what I summarized here, so look at this. So here aldehyde or ketone, all the above discussed point are here summarized. Aldehyde or ketone, aldehyde R C double bond OH or R, ketone reduced to corresponding alcohol with NaBH4, lithium aluminum hydride, and catalytic hydrogenation. Second one is that ZnHgHCl, that is Clemenson reduction, and the second one is the Wolff-Kishner reduction. The product is same but the reagent here, first step is hydrazine and the second step is KOH, ethylene glycol, and heat. So this is the sum up for all above discussed here. So reduction of aldehyde or ketone to alcohol and reduction to the hydrocarbon is completed here. And next one is oxidation. So now we discuss about the oxidation, and oxidation of ketone and oxidation of aldehyde separately here. So in case of oxidation of ketone, so statement is here that generally oxidized under vigorous condition, that means ketone not prone to the oxidation. So generally oxidized under vigorous condition means that is strong oxidizing agent and elevated temperature. Their oxidation involves carbon-carbon bond cleavage. If the ketone oxidized, there is carbon-carbon bond cleavage to afford or to give a mixture of carboxylic acids having lesser number of carbon atom than the parent ketone. So the oxidation of ketone gives the carboxylic acid but in vigorous condition, and in this oxidation carbon-carbon bond cleavage takes place. So this is example from your NCERT book. So this is a ketone RCH2, C double bond O, CH2 and R dash. So carbon bond breaking takes place in two places here. So here this carbon bond may break, or here this carbon may break. So carbon 1 and 2 or 2 and 3, both carbon atom, both carbon bond may break here. So a mixture of product involved, or your mixture of product is formed, a mixture of carboxylic acid is formed. So what happen here, if 1, 2 or 2, 3 bond is breakage, so R, and this one is R and this one is R dash. So think here the product is RCOOH, that means RCO double bond O and OH, and R dash CH2 COOH. That means the bond cleavage takes place at this point here. Clear? So this is the condition where it gives the mixture of product here. So this is not a useful technique to prepare a carboxylic acid, but just it is a discussion about the oxidation of ketone. But oxidation of aldehyde is more important, and listen carefully. So aldehyde differ from ketone in their oxidation reaction. This is also used for the distinguishing purpose between aldehyde and ketone. So aldehyde differ from ketone in their oxidation reactions. Aldehyde are easily oxidized to carboxylic acid, and treatment with common oxidizing agent like nitric acid, potassium permanganate, potassium dichromate converts it into the carboxylic acid. So normal oxidizing agent as like HNO3, KMNO4 or K2Cr2O7 may convert it into the carboxylic acids. Even mild oxidizing agent means weak oxidizing agent, mainly Tollens reagent. This is part of your study here. Tollens reagent and Fehling's reagent also oxidize the aldehyde. So it may also oxidize the aldehyde. That means ketone, the oxidation of ketone is very vigorous and the oxidation of aldehyde is very easy. And on this basis, two tests are here, that is Tollens test and the Fehling test, to distinguish the aldehyde and ketone. So for sum up of this point, so here I written here that aldehyde may convert into the carboxylic acid using HNO3 or KMNO4 or K2Cr2O7 or Tollens or Fehling's. But Tollens or Fehling's here, HNO3, KMNO4, K2Cr2O7, Tollens or Fehling's. But one thing I want to explain here, that this is not directly convert into the acid. At last step it gives the salt of acid, corresponding salt, here corresponding metal is present, and after acidification it converts into the acid. So salt, if salt of carboxylic acid is formed, that means we say that carboxylic acid is formed, because just the protonation process during the workup process it converts into the carboxylic acid. So in next reactions, if you go to the formation of salt of carboxylic acid, that means carboxylic acid is formed. The next one is Tollens test. So Tollens test is very important and asking various times. So here the Tollens test. So in Tollens test, first point is what is the Tollens reagent. So Tollens reagent is written like this: 2Ag NH3 twice NO3. This is the formula, or it may be written as like this: Ag NH3 twice or plus here. So it may be written in both conditions. What is Tollens test? On warming an aldehyde with freshly prepared. First thing is here that freshly prepared, that means Tollens reagent is not stored prepared previously, it is prepared at just time of the reaction or just time of the test. So on warming an aldehyde with freshly prepared ammonical silver nitrate, this is the name for the Tollens reagent, ammonical silver nitrate solution. Ammonical means in ammonia, silver nitrate solution. So this is here the formula. A bright silver mirror is produced. A bright silver mirror is produced due to formation of silver metals. So what happens when if the Tollens reagent react with aldehyde, the silver atom of this reagent just precipitated at or just convert into the silver metal to give the taste. And the silver metal or silver atom formed just deposited on the wall of the test tube or wall of the beaker in which you perform the reaction to give this taste that aldehyde is present. So this is Tollens reagent and this is the reaction for the Tollens test. This is aldehyde, Tollens reagent, and reacts to give 2Ag here, and this Ag precipitate down or the deposited on the wall of test tube to give the silver mirror test. So this is about the Tollens test. Next one is Fehling test. Fehling test, so first we discuss here the Fehling reagent. What is Fehling reagent? Fehling reagent is a mixture of Fehling A and Fehling B in equal amount here. What is Fehling A? Fehling A is aqueous copper sulfate and Fehling B is alkaline sodium potassium tartrate, that is known as Rockel salt. So aqueous CuSO4 or alkaline sodium potassium tartrate is a Rockel salt. So these two solutions means Fehling A and Fehling B, termed as Fehling A and Fehling B. So learn about here what is Fehling reagent. Fehling reagent is a mixture of solution of Fehling A and solution of Fehling B, and Fehling A is aqueous CuSO4 and Fehling B is alkaline sodium potassium tartrate, Rockel salt. These two, sorry here is spelling mistake, these two solutions are mixed in equal amounts before test. On heating an aldehyde with Fehling reagent is reddish brown, Fehling reagent, a reddish brown PPT. A reddish brown PPT precipitate is obtained. Aromatic aldehyde, this is important, aromatic aldehyde do not respond to this test. So aldehyde may give this test, but aromatic aldehyde, that means aldehyde attached to the benzene ring, aldehyde attached to the benzene ring, do not give this test. And this last one is the, so brick red, so here reddish brown precipitate is due to the formation of Cu2O. Clear? So this reddish brown precipitate is Cu2O, and aromatic aldehyde do not respond to this test. So sum up about the Tollens test. Tollens test is the ammonical silver nitrate solution, and it react with aldehyde to give the silver metal test, or you may say that the deposit of the silver metal, and this is the reaction for this. In Fehling test, you should know that the Fehling reagent, Fehling A and Fehling B, and what is Fehling A and Fehling B. So we discuss here, and in Fehling test, the reddish brown precipitate is formed of the Cu2O, that is copper oxide here, and aromatic aldehyde do not respond to this test. So this is just about the Tollens test and Fehling test. And Tollens and Fehling both are shown by the aldehyde, not by ketone. So this is distinguishing test for the aldehyde and ketone both. And next one, this is the name reaction, also known as haloform reaction, and this is also a test for some functional group here. So how this is test and how this is the name reaction. So this is oxidation of methyl ketone. What is methyl ketone? That means ketone with CH3 group. If any ketone which have this geometry, which have this arrangement or this functional group here, this gives the haloform reaction. First condition is that you should know that this is the oxidation of ketone. And which type of ketone give this haloform reaction? The ketone which have CH3 group attached to C double bond O, and rest of the ketone which do not possess this type of structure do not give the haloform reaction. Suppose for example here, this ketone do not give the haloform reaction because with C double bond O, no any CH3 is attached. It is the different rather than a CH3. No haloform test because C double bond O, CH3 group should be attached with this carbonyl carbon. So for the haloform reaction, the essential condition is that carbonyl center have CH3 group. First condition. Now what is the reaction? The reaction takes place with the methyl ketone react with NaOX, that is sodium hypohalite, NaOH. It is obtained from reaction of NaOH plus X2. It gives the NaOX, that is sodium hypohalite, and it react with the ketone having the CH3 group attached to the carbonyl center to give RC double bond O minus Na plus CHX3. This is haloform. Remember, chloroform, formation in a chlorination of methane, chloroform, CHCl3. So this is haloform because X is not defined here. So this is called haloform. If it is Cl, that is chloroform. If X is Br, this is bromoform. If it is I, this is iodoform. So this is haloform reaction. So in haloform reaction, so if anyone asks what is the haloform reaction, the haloform reaction is the reaction of ketone or methyl ketone with sodium hypohalite to give salt of carboxylic acid and haloform. This is haloform. This is formation of haloform. And if you define the halogen atom, then you may say that it is bromoform, chloroform or iodoform. So here halogen is not defined here, so it is normally called haloform. Halo for halogen atom. So what is haloform reaction? The reaction of methyl ketone with sodium hypohalite to give salt of carboxylic acid and haloform. What is important about this reaction? The important is that this oxidation does not affect a double bond, two times here, affect a carbon-carbon double bond if present in a molecule. If there is a carbon-carbon double bond in a molecule, that means if this carbon chain is long, more than long, and any double bond is present, so this double bond does not affect by this reaction. Only conversion takes place at C double bond O CH3 center. Double bond does not disturb. Next one, aldehyde and methyl ketone. Aldehydes and methyl ketones react rapidly with halogen. Halogen means Cl2, Br2, I2, in presence of alkali 2 form haloform. This is the statement about the reaction aldehyde and methyl ketone. Aldehyde not, it is acetaldehyde, CH3, C double bond OH. Acetaldehyde and methyl ketones react rapidly with halogen in presence of alkali 2 form haloform. Used as diagnostic test for the presence of COCH3. This is used as a test for the presence of COCH3 group. That means in any of the system, if this group is present, whatever this side doesn't matter. If C double bond CH3 group is present, this is checked by the iodoform reaction. So it may be like this, CH3 and H. So this is acetaldehyde. So it may also give the haloform reaction because C double bond CH3 group is present. Ketone like this also give the reaction. Ketone like this also give this reaction because here C double bond CH3 group is present. So this is test for the C double bond CH3 group, and essential requirement is for this test the C double bond OCH3 group should be present for the iodoform reaction, or you may say that the haloform reaction. So what I written here, acetaldehyde and methyl ketone react rapidly with halogen in the presence of alkali 2 form haloform, used as diagnostic test for the presence of COCH3 group, that is methyl ketone group. What happened in this reaction? A solution of iodine for this test, not for this reaction. All the reaction means reaction with chlorine, bromine, iodine, all the termed as haloform reaction. But for the test, a solution of iodine is added to the unknown compound in an aqueous alkali solution. A positive test will yield a bright yellow precipitate. This is bright yellow precipitate of iodoform, because when Cl2 or Br2 is used, so chloroform and bromoform is a liquid. So you cannot identify the presence of C double bond CH3 group, but the reaction takes place. But for the change in a color, we use the iodine, and if iodine is used, a bright yellow colored precipitate is formed, indicates that presence of C double bond CH3 groups. Bromine and chlorine is not used because bromoform and chloroform is liquid, so you cannot identify the reaction. So we use the iodine, and it is also known as iodoform test, clear? And which type of molecule, which molecules may give the iodoform test? So again sum up: acetaldehyde, methyl ketone, ethyl alcohol, and secondary alcohol to give positive iodoform test. Means these four may give positive iodoform test. Which one? Acetaldehyde, you know very well what is. Methyl ketone, ethyl alcohol, and secondary alcohol. So term here arise that why ethyl alcohol and secondary alcohol may give the iodoform test if I told that C double bond CH3 group is necessary condition. So reason is that ethyl alcohol and secondary alcohol may convert into the C double bond CH3, this type of structure in this reaction medium, and perform the iodoform test due to the isomerization or rearrangement of atom. Ethyl alcohol and secondary ethyl alcohol converts into the acetaldehyde, and secondary alcohol converts into the methyl ketone in the reaction medium. So ethyl alcohol and secondary alcohol may give the iodoform test. So this is all about the oxidation and reduction of aldehyde and ketone, and in next video we explain and we study about the most important reaction due to alpha hydrogen. In this we study about the aldol, cross aldol, Cannizzaro, and etc. So thank you for today.